Hi, my friends. This is Lada from astrolada.com with your August 2018 astrology horoscopes for the 12 signs. What a crazy summer! You're probably experiencing it already. It's intense with all the eclipses, with Mars and Mercury retrograde. They continue in August. This is the last very intense month of this year. Very karmic, very fated, but this is also the last month when you can turn your life around and when you can make big changes in your life. So don't miss this time. Yes, it's intense, it's difficult. No one likes changes. Well, not no one, but most of the times. But you can make something amazing. It can be extremely productive and transforming month. And of course, one of the most important events is that we have the solar eclipse, which is happening on the 11th of August in the sign of Leo. It's with Rahu. Solar eclipse is about new beginnings, guys. Especially with Rahu. Rahu is material in nature when a Rahu causes a solar eclipse, which means it will bring some tangible, material, new beginnings in your life over the next 6 months in different area of your life, depending what sign you are. We'll speak about that, and some big changes in that area of your life. It's one of the last chances to make a big new beginning in that area of your life where the one of the last Leo eclipses is happening there. So important time. Yes, it can be unsettling, it can be scary because you're entering into uncharted new territory, and everything new feels scary, but at the same time, maybe you're overdue for a change there. At the same time, we have Mars and Mercury retrograde. And Mars is extremely close to the Earth. You can see it when it rises on the western horizon at night, like a bright, red, angry star. And sometimes I would confuse it even for a plane, it's so bright. And when Mars is so close, all the fire in us increases. So we become much more, kind of retrograde planet. Many astrologers says, oh, it's not going to work at all, you're not going to have any ambition, any drive. No, no, no. Retrograde planet pushes you the limits, and Mars is about willpower, drive. And of course, with all that fire, it can misfire. We can create conflict, we can be more prone to accidents, to burns, to cuts, more prone to fighting with people that have longer consequences. But this fire is given to us to make something out of it, and in particular to make some feat of courage, because Mars rules courage, something that you not have the energy or the will to do at other times, because Mars is so much stronger. Some feat of courage, some feat of assertiveness, some feat of strength that you can achieve, some feat of physical or other kind of energetic strength, some feat of so something that you can use this willpower, feat of willpower. And but again, as I said, too much fire can overpower rationality, and we can do some too passionate actions that we later regret for. But I would advise you use this fire to fix some problem in your life, to use this willpower and this assertiveness to tackle issues that you haven't had the courage or strength to do before. This is what retrograde planets are about. And try not to succumb to the temptation to fight, to retaliate, to bicker, to be overly dramatic, and be careful for little accidents as well. But the ultimate goal of Mars retrograde is much more positive. And we'll speak about each sign where it is happening. And it's actually going in Capricorn. And it's turning direct only in the last 2 days of month of August. So it's mostly retrograde the whole August. And then you have Mercury retrograde till the 19th of August. And Mercury is about communication, about talking, about information. So you might have to be working on something using 3 times more of your skills, which what Mercury rules, 3 times more of your communicative abilities, of your ability to, to explain things, of your ability to use your hands or your mind or your skills in some way. It's more challenging when a planet is retrograde because we have to use 3 times more energy. So maybe some of you will be using 3 times more energy and skills to fix some communicative errors, some administrative errors, to organize, to manage, to prepare something, to put final touches, to complete some mercurial projects which are of the mind, of writing, of speaking, of communicating, of business commercial transactions. So you're fixing something there while Mercury is retrograde till the 19th. And of course, we have, though, a lot of support as well, because we have Jupiter, amidst all those difficult influences, the solar eclipse, Mercury and Mars retrograde, you have two very beneficial influences. So the universe is kind to us. It doesn't just burden us with one after another difficult influences. It gives us a helping hand. And one of them is the Jupiter trine Neptune. The whole month it is active. The whole month they're within a degree from each other, from the orb, and they're happening in water signs. Extremely healing influence. I've given some keywords. Easy flow, we'll speak about each sign where you're going to experience this easy flow, this healing, help from somewhere, divine help. It might be almost like divine intervention, something happening by magic, spirituality, healing, kindness, tolerance. You can experience all those things. It's very emotionally soothing. It kind of gives you sense of happiness within in certain areas of your life, and things happening like by magic. And then there is another trine, very rare one, between Uranus and Saturn, which is active the whole August, again in earth signs this time. And earth signs are material manifestation. So in certain other areas of your life, you'd have groundingness, you'd have productive results, material results. You're going to have easy material results because it's an easy aspect. And you're going to have you're going to build up something new on top of something old, strengthen old foundations by incorporating something new, and that is not going to destroy old foundations in your life. It's just going to build up upon them. So we do have some helps, and now let's see how it is going to affect each of the 12 signs. So Leo, this is your month. So eventful. All Leos that have birthday this month, possibly it will be around one of those very important aspects, transits, phases of the planets, which will define possibly your whole year ahead. And let's start with the eclipse, of course, because that's the major event that affects you personally. It's the last really major eclipse that is happening in the 19th degree of 18th degree, sorry, of Leo, and this kind of aspect with the North Node will repeat again in 19 years from now, 18 years. So it's a rare opportunities, and the eclipses that happen, they're always about new beginnings. But when they're with the North Node, here we write the North Node like that, and eclipses Sun and Moon together, it means that some powerful new beginning is happening in your life, but it brings you something, and it brings you something material as well. Yes, it can shock you a bit, it can shake you up a bit, because the layers of your life are totally changing. The direction of your life can be changing. And especially if you're those Leos that are around the 19th or 18th degree of Leo, which means that those that are born from around the 9th to around the 14th, 15th of August, they will feel it so strongly. Something will shift maybe in their career, in the whole direction of their life, with important males in their life, with their self-image, who they are, where they're going in this lifetime, and father figures as well, because the sun rules the father figures. Or if you're Leo rising or Leo moon around the 18th degree, I would give around from the 15th till the 21st degree of Leo that you'll feel this eclipse very strongly. Something will change generally, directly, either for your physical health, new beginning in regards to your physical health, new direction, if it's the ascendant, your whole path in life, new direction. And you rise, though, because Rahu is an influence that rises you, elevates you to higher levels. Just be more careful if you're born around those days or degrees with the moon or the sun that I mentioned, that you are not, especially around the days of the eclipse on the 11th, so 3-4 days before, 3-4 days after. Be more careful near, for accidents and things like that, because eclipses close to sun, moon, or ascendant can be difficult for the health, or can be difficult for the physical body. But usually it's about to shake you into a new direction in life, a new path, a new awareness of the whole world. But generally over the next 6 months, you're going to see the results of this eclipse that should push you into a new level of your life, so to speak. And as I said, it can come through so many different ways. Depends if your moon is in Leo, it can be new beginnings in your family life, and in your emotional bondings and relationships. It can be if it's your ascendant in your physical appearance, in your path in life generally. And if it's your sun, it can be in your career with males, and I mentioned all that. But all years are going to feel the shift and the new powerful beginnings that are starting to be. New ideas will come to you, and it's advisable to start implementing them, you know, a few days after the eclipse, but write them down because the eclipse, new moon eclipses are such intuitive times, and Rahu is causing the eclipse, so it will infuse your subconscious and they'll come to the surface with new ideas and new opportunities that will bring material results, as I said. At the same time, you have Mercury retrograde in your sign till the 19th of August. So at the same time, it's almost like you're required to put some extra efforts in communications, in writing, in speaking, extra efforts using your skills, maybe like 3 times more efforts to use certain skills that you have to prepare some project that's mercurial, which is writing, speaking, business, administrative. Mercury is the planet of business, so maybe you're doing something business that requires you a lot of your personal involvement, you as the face of it, fixing some communications that went wrong, or client relationships. They're having some clarifying conversations, also even kind of getting in touch with people from the past as well. All of those things can be happening too. And maybe being prepared to be more flexible, because you might have certain intentions in your mind how things will play out, but while Mercury is retrograde in your sign, kind of they might not go according to plan. Actually, they might even get better. They might go better than your plan was initially, but the initial stress is kind of disconcerting always. And after the 19th of August, if there were some complications with matters involving documents, papers, communications, business deals, anything to do with, correspondence, anything to do with working and changing business plans, changing work plans, anything to do. If there was such kind of stresses, they start straightening up and becoming easier and easier and according to expectations. Then you have this really healing influence between Jupiter in the fourth house, which is called a trine, and Neptune in your eighth house, Leos. And these are both very psychological, emotional houses. So this great trine, which is active the whole month, can bring deep healings emotionally and psychologically, and they can be the resolving or the releasing of some painful, deeply held, painful memories, and almost like subconsciously healing them, which might be connected to the family. Because eighth house is trauma, fourth house is family, but these beautiful aspects and planets, they can release some pain, can bring some, uh, you know, um, improving of relationships with that, and forgiving in regards to someone who has harmed you or who has harmed the core of your happiness. So you can feel emotionally more happy, you can feel emotionally more in flow. Uh, you can feel more spiritual. The fourth and eighth houses are quite spiritual, like emotionally grounded, and intuition becomes very strong during such, especially the activation of fourth and eighth houses. They're both psychic houses. You can have like um, almost like intuitively know if someone is lying to you, or if someone is, uh, if something is not right exactly, or you can intuitively feel the right, uh, how do I say, what to do. Sorry. So also something good can happen in regards to your home or property or place of living. Some opportunity can come. You can receive some resources or help or from other people that helps you stabilize your foundation in life, or that helps you stabilize your family. Or you might receive a loan very easy to purchase a property, for example. It houses other people's resources. Or you might receive help from others to do something in your house, in your garden, something like that. Or you can receive help from your family to sort out, to help you with some mutual resources as well. Maybe you can improve something to do with inheritance, so something can flow and easy to receive alimony for support of your family from a partner. All those things can go well. or transactions that are connected to banks in regards to property, places of living as well. And um, what else? Yes, so let's see, there is another. Um, oh, yes, and intimacy flows more easy with this aspect because Neptune is in your eighth house of intimacy, deeper connection. And Jupiter is in the fourth house, which is called the house of happiness. And when it dates, person starts feeling emotionally more happy, grounded, and because of that, you're able to open more for deeper intimacy with another. And then we have this beautiful trine between Uranus and Saturn in your 10th and 6th houses, which are career and work houses. So if you're an employee, Saturn is this, maybe a new boss can appear, or a new authority figure, or new kind of work project that stabilizes and grounds your position in the work team. That kind of innovate somehow your and that builds upon your old experience in your work and innovate some innovations, but that kind of improve your reputation. Those innovations, they also kind of ease the burden of many duties and responsibilities. Maybe some innovations can be introduced by corporate or by the boss, um, and new changes can be introduced, but that they kind of you easily incorporate them into your already established work routine. It's not going to disrupt the skills and knowledge that you're using yourself, or the routine that you have. It actually will take the burden of some of those responsibilities. uh, if you're self-employed or if you're the boss, you can receive help and support from employees. The already established experience can help implement some new project. Uranus in the 10th house. If you're your own boss, it's 10th and 6th house is basically good flow for anyone in regards to their career. Some projects that are happening well that make them get a better new reputation. Uranus in the 10th house. That some new career projects or opportunities for work can appear that can kind of solidify their work. All right, so yeah, so 10th house is also authority figures and people with authority. So maybe a new authority figure can help you, or someone very knowledgeable can help you in regards to a very experienced, sorry, in regards to sorting out some health problem as well. Or institution can help you with sort out a debt of some sort. Six houses, the house of debt. Um, or if there is some competition, or six house is also the house of enmities and fighting. And now some kind of new development, which is Uranus, can help ease off some fighting or some competition, or ease off some enmity of some sort, or maybe a new work or career environment can help you change some difficult or disharmonious work environment. Okay, so these are how I see things happening. Hopefully you can benefit from all the aspects, and the more difficult and challenging one you can slide and smoothly through them. So thank you so much, Leos, and I will see you next month.